Hi guys and girls on YouTube, and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be taking a personal trip down memory lane back to 1979. Now in 1979 I'd only just left school, and I hadn't been left school long before a new craze came to town, and it swept through the country like wildfire. It didn't last long, and it was CB radio. It started about 79, and by 1981 it was more or less over. Certainly by 1983 it was completely dead. Now I've got some things to show you. I've got some pictures as well, and also you won't be surprised to know that I've still got my CB radio back from the early days. So what I've done is, in the summertime I've put an aerial up. We'll take a quick look outside at the aerial. It's the same one I used to have around at my house. It was an 18-foot dipole. And we'll set a CB up and have a quick look, and then we'll look at some interesting things and a few pictures. Right, so that's the aerial. As you can see, it's a long way up. It's an 18-foot dipole on I don't know, a 12-14 foot pole. I've set this up at work. This is my backyard. We're very high up here, and it's a very windy day, so I thought we'd better do this video before this aerial looks like it's going to snap. So back in 1979, this is the first CB radio I had. This is not the exact one. I actually sold the exact one. This is a replacement, and as you can see it's got a snatch plate on, so somebody's used that in the car. But that's what I started off with. It was a sharp little window 40 channel AM CB radio. Now the popularity of CB was so enormous because in them days it was illegal to transmit on 27 megs AM, and that's what made it fun. Everybody wanted to do it because they were breaking the law, and it was exciting, dodging the law and not getting caught. Now that created a big repair market in those days, and naturally I got involved in the repair of CB radio. Now if we pull out some of these drawers, I've still got parts for CB radios. In fact, if we look there, that's my original. I think this is RG8 patch cord. So we'll pull out a couple of these drawers, and we'll have a look at some CB parts, and then we'll put a radio on, have a look. So these are a couple of drawers I've pulled out. Most people who did CB repairs will remember these. That's the TA 7205AP. That was the audio output chip and the AM modulator that used to modulate the supply voltage to the PA transistor. We've got the PA transistors 2SC2078. I think General Electric use an MB3712 as the audio output. I've still got quite a few drawers archived with CB repair parts in. So as you would imagine, doing CB radio repairs brought in quite a lot of money, and that enabled me to get rid of the sharp small little window CB 40 channel, and I bought an even bigger and better rig. Now this is my original one. It's looking a bit worse for wear because this will date from about 1980, so it's over 40 years old. It's a TriStar 747. It's a 480 channel low band, mid band and high band, with upper sideband, lower sideband, AM and FM. Now that's not today's FM, that's the older FM. But I've got this set up now. We've got the power supply. Hopefully all this will still run. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't do. I've got it connected to the aerial. Let's just plug it in, take a quick look, and then I'll show you some more interesting things. Well, I've got to say that's a little bit disappointing. Back in its day, all these channels would be full. Now I've actually scanned the whole of the band. There's nobody at all on the upper and lower side bands. I can only pick some transmissions on FM. There appears to be two people on, some people talking on 40 FM, but I would imagine that they're actually transmitting on the legal FM. This is the illegal FM, because I've had to turn the clarifier around to pick up the transmission. So let's take a quick look at some early photographs, and then I'm going to show you that multimeter there in the background. In fact, we've got a better picture of it over, if I can get it out of the light. That's it. We're going to be taking a look at that. It's a CB repair multimeter. Now I do have that original one, the photograph, but I've had it so long, and I've actually used it here, but it's completely worn out now, and it's just been shoved on the shelf to gather dust. And if we look there, that's the CB power supply. You can see me using the multimeter there. So that's what we're looking at. It's over 40 years old. Now this is a CB repair multimeter. It's a little bit different. It's made by a Japanese company called Hanson. And when I bought it, I think this cost about £30, which is a lot of money then. Now, I've used this so much, it's completely worn out. The tracks are all worn out. It's had so many repairs where I've connected voltages across there and blown the ohms range. Let's just get some dust off it. And it's just sitting gathering dust. But a couple of years ago, I saw one for sale on the internet and I bought it. Now, I'll probably not use the new one because it holds so many memories for me that I wouldn't like to damage it. But let's take a look. In fact, it's got a price on there. Look, it was £32.95. Now, this is one I bought on the internet. As you can see, it's all still brand new in its box. So what's special about this multimeter? Well, it's a CB multimeter. If we zoom in, you can measure output power, and you can also do SWR, forward and reflected. And what you do is, with these leads, you plug into this socket and you have this special adapter comes with it. Now that looks like it's been in somebody's shop window. It looks like there's been a price sticker on there that's been pulled off. So I'll just set that up. So that's how it works. You plug the adapter in with these leads here. You connect your CB to there. You put your dummy load in there. Either a dummy load that lights up with a little bulb in when you're transmitting. And you can measure output power. Set rigs up SWR. That's the standing wave ratio, forward and reverse. Now I'll probably never, because of the sentimental value of this, I'll probably never ever use that, because if I do, it'll just end up like this one, all worn out and no good for anything. So I'll probably just put that back in its box, and that'll never be used again. That's a picture of me back in the 1980s. That's what I called myself, Chopper, because I had a chopper bike. Now, some of the stuff in the background, I've had a look through my archives, and I managed to pull some of that stuff out. I've still actually got it. That's a picture of my workshop in the loft. That door there, this room was empty. Well, it was empty, but I filled it up with stuff. Another photograph there, back from the 1980s. That is where I'd originally had the CB. I had it screwed to this, and then the lid folded over into there to hide it in case I got caught. Right, I have to move the camera under the window. We've had another power cut. Right, so that's a picture of my CB stuff there, my workshop. That's another corner. That's the corner of my workshop. All these drawers here and components, believe it or not, I've still got them. In fact, I've still got most things in this photograph. I've still got that plastic box that had the camera and I took the picture on. And there it is, Kodak. That's the camera, came in that box there. That's my television aerial in my workshop. CB poster, Sunday 5th of July 1981. I've still got those posters. Now this picture is actually quite blurred, but I've managed to find some of the things. I found the matching box, I found the Planet 2000 rig, I've found the 25-watt burner, and I've also found a Bremmy antenna matching box, but this is a very blurred picture. Picture of those drawers. I'll take you in the other room and we'll see if we can see. Right, so we've not got a great deal of light in there, but that's them in the corner. We pull one out. First of the 12th, 1978, I bought them. Yeah, so unfortunately we don't have any electric again, so I don't know how much this video we're going to get done now. Certainly can't plug anything else in. Well, we've still no electric, so we're in the light of the window. Although it's very blurred, that is a Planet 2000. That's a 1981. That's a legal FM rig, because I had a legal one as well as an illegal one. So some of the stuff in this picture I managed to dig out. That's the Planet 2000, that's the CB matching, that's the Bremmy antenna tuner, and the 25-watt burner that you see plugged in the back there. So it's 5 to 4. I don't think there's any prospect of the electric coming back on today. The light's starting to fade, so I might as well just go home. The only thing I can do with no electric is prepare these wires for the next job. So just before we close the video, let's just take a look at some memorabilia. Here's a couple of CB radios I boxed up. That one in 1983, that's an 80 channel Midland AM. That's another one, Tiger 40 channel box, 3rd of the 683. These are all shows I've been to. Pavilion Ballroom, Matlock Bath. That was a disaster because the guy who took me down disappeared on the way home, and it was 20 miles away from where I live. I had to walk about 3 miles and then get a taxi the rest of the way home because the guy who took me down disappeared. Buxton CB Club, another one in Nottingham. And one thing you might find very interesting, let's just turn that over so we've got a white background. This is a newspaper cutting from 23rd of July 1981. It was the first man in my town to get busted by the GPO for transmitting illegally without a licence, and he actually got fined £100 in 1981, so it was quite a serious offence. Well, there you go, guys. That's just a few bits of memorabilia out of my collection. So hopefully I'll get home and then we'll have electric at home. I think it's off because I'm on an industrial estate here, and it's been off 1 or 2 times recently, but with very high winds today. So okay, guys, girls, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.